Germs are everywhere, even on us, and, unfortunately, they can't be seen. These germs, also known as bacteria, parasites, and viruses, cause illness and disease that can be very serious and can even cause death. Common colds, the flu, pneumonia, and food poisoning are all illnesses caused by germs. Bacteria and viruses don't have feet, so they rely on us to move them around by touching things. So it is important to practice good hygiene so that you don't help spread these germs around. Hand washing is the most important element of a food handler's hygiene. Disease-causing germs can enter your body when unwashed hands touch your nose, your mouth, a cut or wound, or even your food. Approximately 1/4 of all illnesses related to food are caused by food workers, and that includes workers who pick and pack fresh fruits and vegetables. Therefore, it is important to ensure that your hands are clean at all times. When to wash your hands. You must wash your hands before you begin each workday. Also, before you prepare or eat food, before treating a cut or a wound, and before you touch any product. You must also wash your hands after any time you leave your workstation, either to use the washroom, to eat or drink, to take a break, or to smoke. You also have to wash your hands after touching your hair, your mouth, or nose, after handling uncooked foods, especially raw meat, poultry, or fish, after handling any animals or animal waste, after handling money, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, and after handling garbage or any other potentially contaminated materials. There are 6 steps to hand washing that must be followed each and every time you wash your hands. First, wet hands with warm water and lather with soap from the dispenser. Lather all the way up your arms to your elbows and scrub your hands together for 20 seconds. Pay special attention to your cuticles underneath your fingernails, between your fingers, and your knuckles and wrists. Rinse hands and arms thoroughly with clean water. Then dry hands with a single-use paper towel. Then don't forget to throw the paper towel into the garbage. Never ever dry your hands on your clothes, because chances are you're just making your clean hands dirty. Hand sanitizers. When there is no water or hand washing station available, say in the field or orchard, hand sanitizers are a great option. These hand sanitizers are made of a liquid or gel that can kill germs without the use of water. They can come in a dispenser, much like a soap dispenser, which can be mounted on a wagon, a post, or the side of a porta-john. They're also available in a pump bottle, which can be put in a truck or a tractor or anywhere else it is more accessible. Your supervisor will let you know whether these sanitizers are available and where they are located. The hand sanitizers can also be used in conjunction with hand washing facilities as an extra measure after hand washing to ensure hands are clean and free from microorganisms. When using these sanitizers, it is very important that you remember that you only need 1 squirt of the liquid. Do not use any water. Rub it into your hands well, especially around your fingernails and knuckles. It will dry almost immediately, and you don't need a towel to dry your hands. If your hands are really dirty, the sanitizer may not kill all the germs that may be hiding under all the dirt and grime. You must then wash your hands properly with soap and water. Sanitizers do not replace proper hand washing. However, they are an excellent alternative when water is not available. They also provide an extra measure of safety to prevent the spread of germs. Gloves. Generally, it is not necessary to wear gloves when handling fresh produce. However, some workers may prefer to wear gloves at certain times. If you do wear gloves, it is important to remember that gloves are worn to protect the product from your hands. They are not worn to protect your hands from touching things that you wouldn't want to. Therefore, it is very important to keep these gloves clean and treat them like you would your own hands. When using gloves, you must remember to wash your hands before putting the gloves on. When you have your gloves on, do not touch anything, your hair, the ground, or garbage. Anytime you leave your workstation for a break, for example, to go to lunch, to use the washroom, make sure you take your gloves off first. If you're using disposable gloves, use a new pair when you resume work. Otherwise, make sure your gloves are clean before they touch any product. The only time gloves have to be worn is if you have an open cut, wound, or lesion. A box of gloves is available for you to use in case of injury. Your supervisor will let you know where you can find them. Worker illness. Sick workers handling fresh produce can pass their illness onto the product and from there onto the consumer. Therefore, if you are sick, and that includes serious colds, flu, diarrhea, and vomiting, you must report this to your supervisor. You'll either be sent home or given a job that does not involve handling the produce. Any cuts or injuries must also be reported to your supervisor. First aid kits will be made available to you and your supervisor will let you know where they are located. General hygiene. Germs can live on our clothes, in our hair, and even on and inside our bodies. You must maintain general cleanliness. That includes bathing regularly and wearing clean clothing. Any long hair must be tied back or put in a hair restraint. That includes a hairnet or a hat. Never spit while working, and you must only use the toilets or porta-johns that are made available to you to ensure that you do not contaminate the fields, orchards, or product, or other workers or water supplies. Also, no jewelry may be worn when handling produce. Jewelry could break off and fall into crates or boxes. The same for false fingernails. They should never be worn because they could fall off into the product. In general, fingernails should be kept short and clean because germs love to live underneath fingernails. Production practices. Proper handling of product and materials can also help to reduce the risk of germs spreading and contaminating the final product. You must remember to wash and sanitize your tools and equipment, such as knives, as necessary and definitely at the end of the day. Never pack product into dirty crates, bags, or boxes. Only carry produce in the appropriate packing containers and boxes. Keep damaged, bruised, or rotten produce separate from fresh product and try to handle product so that it does not become bruised or damaged in the first place. Handle agricultural chemicals, cleaning supplies, and pesticides properly. Keep lunchrooms and break rooms clean and tidy. Throw out all garbage into the proper receptacles. And if any produce falls on the ground, never just repack it. Rewash it first or throw it into the garbage. Everyone involved in food production has a role to play in ensuring that the food is safe. Your hygiene and sanitation and hand washing practices do have an impact on the safety and quality of the fruits and vegetables that leave the farm. Your employer also has a role to play in ensuring the safety of the food that leaves the farm. Your employer is providing you this training session as part of their on-farm food safety program. Aside from providing training, your employer must also help you by providing washrooms and porta-johns and hand washing facilities. These must be cleaned daily and kept fully stocked with clean water, pump soap, toilet paper, single-use paper towels, and garbage cans. Hand washing signs will be posted as a reminder, and hand sanitizers will also be provided when proper hand washing facilities are not available. Your employer must also provide fully stocked first aid kits located for easy access and a box of gloves for you to use in case of injury. Your employer must also designate a separate area for you to store and eat your lunch.